giving a voice to Alabama outdoorsmen. This is Listen to the Eagle, the radio home for Alabama's hunters and fishermen. To be a part of the show, call toll-free at 844-EAGLE-99. That's 844-324-5399. And now, giving a voice to Alabama outdoorsman, Bert Carruth.
Welcome to Listen to the Eagle. Bert Carruth, your host, coming to you from the Reed's Metal Studio. Now, this is Listen to the Eagle, your show on hunting and fishing and the great outdoors. Here's the deal. We've been going strong now for over 6 months in this great state of Alabama, and soon we're gradually going to be combining the great state of Mississippi to have the Twin States covered for all your hunting and fishing needs. So today, I want to go to the phone lines and bring on what today we're going to call him the guest host, but soon we're going to be co-host, the man that started all the mothership of Listen to the Eagle over 20 years ago, Paul Ott. Paul Ott, are you on Listen to the Eagle?
Been on for about 20 years, Bert. You got to remember, you wouldn't even be here 40-something years ago if it wasn't for me, too. Never mind Listen to the Eagle, right?
That is correct, Paul Ott. That's why I call Listen to the Eagle Mississippi the mothership. And we look, Paul Ott, Alabama, we've been rolling this thing now for 6 months, and it is because of your vision over 20 years ago and what you've established in Mississippi. And we've been growing. Not only are we statewide radio, we're in over 500,000 homes on charter cable television now, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. And you and I have been in discussion with Pat Smith and Dennis Washington, the production team here, and we're going to combine the two shows at the beginning of the year and just have one big Listen to the Eagle for both of these states, and we're so excited about that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great, Bert. You know, Mississippi and Alabama really are sister, almost twin states, and such a reciprocal agreement between the Alabama Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks in Mississippi and down that line, and so many agreements that you and I will be putting the game and fish people from both states on to answer questions, and maybe the Alabama Wildlife Federation and Mississippi Wildlife Federation. I think it's going to be great for both states and the different things, and so many of the seasons coincide, Bert, a little different, but a lot of the laws about baiting and high fencing, there's just going to be a lot of great discussions, and we can take calls and answer between the two states, because I don't know about you in Alabama, but in Mississippi we get calls all the time because many of our stations bleed over into West Alabama and yours into East Mississippi. They ask both of us questions, and sometimes we don't know the answer to those states, but it'd be nice to be able to give those answers starting in January.
Oh, there's no doubt, Paul Ott. It's daily with either comments on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, which you can follow us at Eagle Alabama on all of those, at Eagle Alabama. You can always go to listentotheeagle.com, which I want to have a conversation about that open on the air with you, Paul Ott, in just a minute. But we want to thank you for making us a part of your day and to be a part of the show. This, again, the platform here and the mission is to be a voice for you, the Mississippi and Alabama's hunters and fishermen. But to have that voice, you got to be a part of the show, and that's 1-844-EAGLE-99 or 1-844-324-5399. But back to the point, Paul Ott, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's the Twitter line or the Instagram, I can't tell you how many cross over. There's so many Alabama hunters who come to the state of Mississippi and hunt through family or just because they have places or own land there, and vice versa from Mississippi to Alabama. So there's no doubt that combining these two shows, that especially yours that has been so successful throughout the state of Mississippi, and we're going to keep growing the state of Alabama, it's just going to be a great situation for both states, hunters and fishermen.
Well, Bert, you got twice as many in Alabama. In Mississippi, we have about 1 million that buy a hunting and fishing license and all outdoor things out of the 2-point-something million people in Mississippi. I imagine it's just in the Birmingham area alone you have that many people, but whether there's more in Alabama or more in Mississippi, that's a fine line, that state line. You can't see it. It's not a physical line when you're out in the woods hunting, and we get so many calls about, well, what if how am I going to know where I am? And, of course, the law enforcement will be on our show tonight. We'll say, well, you folks in Alabama, you folks in Mississippi, you better know where you are.
Yeah.
Because, it's hard to tell, but that's why they have what they call the reciprocal agreements. And I'm not sure about all of it myself, Bert, but as we get the two law enforcement officers and biologists from both states on in January, we can talk about those things, and a lot of calls will come in and answer those questions, what they do about that kind of a situation, especially up in northwest Alabama and northeast Mississippi, and that fishing of those big lakes, and that TVA and Tom Bigby up in that area up there.
Well, there's no doubt. In visiting with Paul Lott, the founder and the man that started Listen to the Eagle over 20 years ago, that has brought this to not only Mississippi and now to Alabama. And soon Paul Lott and I will both be co-hosts of this one big show for both states. But, Paul Lott, talking about the law enforcement, we've been so fortunate and blessed to have Kerry Bradford, who is a law enforcement officer here in the state of Alabama. He's always available by phone, and he loves coming in studio. So he really is going to be here for us on the Alabama side for all the rules and the laws. And, of course, with your relationship, and they come, one Monday every week for the Mississippi side. So we'll definitely have the hunters and fishermen covered to make sure we're dotting I's and crossing T's for both states.
Well, and not only that, Bert, but when we have those people on, you got to remember in Alabama as well as Mississippi, there's different regions of the state that have different laws, whether it be wildlife management areas or just private land. There's just so many questions, and they're all different, Bert, in Mississippi, and I'm sure Alabama too.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. And, Paul, out through the years, and I know that, or over the last few months, you've heard Alabama is just so blessed with these lakes throughout the state, and they're so, like, the big Bassmaster comes to Alabama almost every other year, and now we've got the Alabama Bass Trail. It just brings in tons and tons of out-of-state tourists and fishermen. It's just been so blessed to have all these. And, of course, growing up in Mississippi, I understand all the lakes there too, but there's just so much that both these states have to offer. And through this platform and this show that we're going to be able to even get it out there further to promote both states.
Well, we are, and I don't know about your stations in Alabama, but as you well know, in Mississippi, we got so many big stations that bleed over into actually Arkansas and Louisiana, Bert, and we get calls from there all the time, and our people try to answer those, and I would imagine some of yours even bleed over into Georgia and South Florida.
And Tennessee. And Tennessee. Yes, sir.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, and we try to answer those as we can, but your old buddy Randall Miller that used to be on the show with both of us a long time ago up in Ripley, Mississippi, listens, and he says, what he always did, he said, he was just truthful. He said, I don't know the answer, but I'll have it for you next week.
Well, yeah, and here's the great thing, because we do come to you every week. We will always be able to research and get answers for our listeners and have it the following week. And now with the social media, Paul Lott, as I always tease you about coming into the new world, with technology today, we can end a show, and with all our listeners following us at Eagle Alabama, we can get them answers via Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook almost as, it's just crazy with technology. So moving forward, combining the two shows with all the social media and the technology and listentotheeagle.com, we're going to have all our listeners covered and can really help them. Something, Paul, I know you've done it through the years, but something that I found really cool over the last 6 months that we have done is there's so many things out there that help the hunter and fisherman with new technology and equipment that vendors are coming out with, almost each week. And we're really trying to have them on the show. So we're going to go to break. I know 2 weekends ago I visited the big World Deer Expo that was right here in Birmingham, Alabama, and met so many people and some really cool new items and devices that are out there for the hunters and fishermen. I know you just went to the Mississippi Wildlife Extravaganza, and I want to talk about that on the other side of the break. but because that helps our hunters and fishermen to bring them all the new items and equipment that are out there that they may not get to know about, but because of our relationships, we can go ahead and share it with them.
We had 30,000 folks to go through, and I got a couple of good ones that's brand new. I'll tell you about.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. Before we go to break, real quick, listentotheeagle.com. Okay, to clear up any confusion, Paulette, I know it's kind of unique. If you go to listentotheeagle.com right now, you get to choose which state you want to view, and we're separate. If you go to listentotheeagle.com, there's a big icon that shows up and says, choose your state, Mississippi or Alabama. Well, then after you choose your state, and if you ever go back to listentotheeagle.com again, it automatically takes you to the website that you last visited. Well, here's the cool thing. Starting in January, when the two shows combine, it'll just be one big website for you in both states with everything about the show, where we've been, where we're going, where Paulette's speaking, where I've been, where I may be speaking. So it'll be cool. So always visit listentotheeagle.com, and you can find out everything that you need to know about Listen to the Eagle Radio and Television Network. So y'all don't go anywhere. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about the Mississippi Wildlife Extravaganza with Paulette, and also at the 6:30 hour, we've got Bert, the shark fisherman in a kayak. Got an update from him. Y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Listen to the Eagle.
To be a part of the show, call toll-free at 844-EAGLE-99. That's 844-324-5399. This is Listen to the Eagle.
Cracked brick, windows that stick, uneven floors and squeaky doors. The signs are there everywhere. Your home is crying out for repair. Call AFS and we'll be there. Waterproofing specialists too. Let AFS take care of you. AFS, we support everything you love.
Call AFS at 877-340-8479 or go to afsrepair.com.
When you're looking for unique land opportunities in the central Alabama area, look no further than High Point Properties. Their professional team will work to understand your needs, your budget, and identify the best properties in the ideal locations for you. From lakeside property for personal use to large tracts of land to develop office parks, retail stores, or residential communities, High Point Properties is your solution. High Point Properties, hpprop.com. That's hpprop.com.
Need an app or a new website? Cross Digital has you covered. Cross Digital is a full-service multimedia company focused on you. We build custom apps and website design to engage your customers. We also produce corporate videos such as live webinars, YouTube explainer videos, and podcasts in our state-of-the-art studio. When you need to stand out, Cross Digital makes it happen. Visit crossdig.com to learn how we can help you reach your business goals. That's crossdig.com.
Whether you have a convenience store, restaurant, truck stop, quick lube, or you're remodeling an existing location, Old Equipment Company can handle the project quickly and efficiently. Old Equipment Company not only specializes in the design and construction of convenience stores, they also have a full line of inventory for most of your petroleum needs. Old Equipment Company and their parts department want the opportunity to earn your business. Visit them online at oecparts.net. That's oecparts.net. Old Equipment Company.
Hey, Alabama hunters, are you like me and find yourself wanting to do work around your camp, but you just don't know when, how, or where to rent the equipment to do it? I've got the answer for you. Rental Works. Rental Works has excavators, generators, concrete saws, loaders, dozers, and more. Maybe you need a specialty renter like a high-capacity forklift or even a dump truck. Rental Works has you covered. Call Rental Works today, 1-877-282-LIFT. That's 1-877-282-LIFT, Rental Works.
Reed's Metals is the manufacturer for metal roofing, pole barns, pre-engineered steel buildings, and the new galvanized Econo buildings. See them all online at reedsmetals.com. Reed's Metals uses American steel products, welded by certified welders, customizing each building to meet your needs, manufacturing and delivering your project within 21 days of your order. They use truck-mounted lifts to unload the delivery off the truck, saving you time and money. Learn more about products and services online at reedsmetals.com.
At Alabama Foundation Specialist, we know your home is your biggest investment, and it starts with a solid foundation. But sometimes changes in underlying soils can cause sidewalks, driveways, porches, and pool decks to shift and crack. AFS has a simple, inexpensive solution that lifts the slabs with expansive foam called PolyLevel. It's lightweight, adheres in minutes, won't wash out or shift. Don't replace it, raise it. For a free estimate, call AFS or go to afsrepair.com.
Coming to Trussville in the fall of 2015, Sheepdog Firearms Indoor Training Facility, located 1 minute off of Interstate 59 on the Deerfoot Parkway exit. Sheepdog will feature 24 indoor firing lanes, a 4,000 square foot gun sales showroom manned by a friendly and courteous staff. Like us on Facebook or visit our website at sheepdog-firearms.com. Come join the pack at Sheepdog Firearms Training Center, Trussville.
Welcome back. Listen to the Eagle, your hunting and fishing platform for you to have a voice. Alabama and Mississippi's hunters and fishermen can always have a voice right here on the Listen to the Eagle radio and television network. But thank you for making us a part of your day today. And if you want to be a part of the show, please call 1-844-EAGLE-99. That's 1-844-324-5399 if you have a question or if you need something that you would like to share across the two states. You can always follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Eagle Alabama. That's at Eagle Alabama. And always find out where we've been, where we're going, and how we're doing it at listentotheeagle.com. You can also send cool pictures of maybe some harvest that you have had or some cool things at listentotheeagle.com. Bert Carruth coming to you from the Reed's Metal Studio alongside the man, the myth, the legend, and the founder of Listen to the Eagle, Paul Ott. Paul Ott, before we went to break, I shared with you 2 weekends ago, we had the huge World Deer Expo right here in Birmingham, Alabama. It was really cool. Saw so many cool items and met so many different people that we're going to actually keep having on the show throughout the fall and into the new year. But I know that you were a big part of the Mississippi Wildlife Extravaganza there in Jackson, Mississippi. Tell us all about that.
Well, Bert, that started when I was president of the Mississippi Wildlife Federation, and right after I got out and went to work for the National Wildlife Federation in Washington, and they took on the extravaganza, and it's grown to over 200 to 300 exhibitors. They had at least 30,000 people from really all over the South, as you well know, not just Mississippi, to come through. They had so many new things. You know, it's really the kickoff of hunting season in Mississippi, and I'm sure it would be Alabama too.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get so many special deals. It's almost like going into discount stores, along with new items, as you said. For instance, they've come out with called Mancini deer stand that nobody else in the world has one, that's been developed in Mississippi with a 360 turnaround climber that goes up a tree, and you step in it and climb up, and when you get in there, and there's 300-pound capacity, your seat with a cushion just twirls 360 degrees, so you never miss a direction. And people were fascinated with that, and they sold many of them, and they're just coming on the market this year, and they go to Mancini to see this. They also had another one that was coming along that you may have been a part of on our show several years ago that's been developed called mirrorflage, like camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow they put mirrors in a field in a turkey hunt, and it disguises the hunter, and it's like the hunter's disappeared. You can't even see him, and they've sent that. It's just so many things. And by the way, somebody was telling me they heard on your show that comes on our show sometimes across Mississippi about something with the thumb.
Fisherman's thumb. Fisherman's thumb.
Now, everybody was asking about that, but I couldn't find it. It's extravaganza over here. So those kind of things are coming. Technology are coming new that help people all the time, Bert.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Paulette. And these shows, they're fun. That's number one. They really are fun. But the new technology and all the new items that are coming out to help you in the great outdoors are at these shows. And Paulette, our good friends Rick and Bubba are having another huge wildlife extravaganza here again in Birmingham at the big BJCC on August 28th and 30th. So that's another chance. It's almost mirrors exactly what the Deer Expo and what the Mississippi Extravaganza was. And with Rick and Bubba's, touch across the whole Southeast, I'm sure there will be awesome events and cool items that are going to be at this deal as well.
Well, Bert, what are we going to do? A Listen to the Eagle extravaganza, huh?
Paula, we need to try to figure that out. The problem, you know what the problem is?
Yeah, we ain't got time.
Yeah, but you'd have to work more than one day a week, Paula, to do the extravaganza.
No. We're going to have a one-day extravaganza, Bert. But you know, that was offered to me when we gave it to the Mississippi Wildlife Federation, and it takes a team, Bert, of about 20 or 30 people to put that together. It's not done by one or two people.
Shoot.
I don't think you and I could put it on, really.
No.
But they're great to be part of.
Yeah, and did they have many guests, at the World Deer Expo, and I also know at Rick and Bubba's, they're bringing in a lot of professional hunters and a lot of country music stars, and I mean, to me, it's the full gamut. Not only do you get booths with vendors that are bringing you cool products for hunting and fishing, you get to go see these people that you watch on TV, all these professional hunters and fishermen, and then also these cool country music stars that come in, or these reality TV stars, like Duck Dynasty. I think you had a big event that you went to last night with Sadie and what's the son's name? John Luke.
Luke. Yeah, they did. They had thousands of people in Lincoln County with them. But yeah, of course, Preston Pittman, the world's number one, was there. I was there every year doing a turkey symposium and acting like a turkey on the stage. But they had swamp people at the extravaganza and something about bones. I don't know. Watch whatever the bone one is, but they do bring those people into the extravaganzas, and every day they put on a seminar. Plus, they have the big fish tank, Bert, where the little kids can go in and grab the fish, and the kids are just really coming out. They have the archery shoot where Robert Daly shows the little kids shooting archery. By the way, we got video of all of that. We'll be sending to you, hopefully, that maybe you can put on some of your television shows of the extravaganza, and I'm going to have to get you a camera so you can take some film over there sometime in Alabama, by the way.
Paul, Dennis Washington and Pat Smith, they got more cameras around here than you can shake a stick at. I don't need a camera. They got drones. They can get footage from wherever you need it.
Well, that is big on television. I know you're a good-looking kid and people love to sit and watch us, but if you got footage going, they like to see that more about what we're talking about. And that was, by the way, Bert, that was the purpose of listening to the Eagle, not just to have a same old 100, not that they're bad, hunting and fishing shows on national television, slip up on this deer, catch the same fish, but to do a ESPN-type show like Chris Burnham where we're talking about something, it cuts away from us and shows what we're talking about.
Well, I think something cool, and just like what you said, all these hunting and fishing shows have their purpose and they're good, and I enjoy them. But the twist that Listen to the Eagle does and what you accomplished is being a platform for the hunter and fisherman to have a voice, to be able to call in and be a part of the show. There's nothing like that anywhere, and that's what's so cool about this show. And matter of fact, being able to, like what we're going to do on the other side of the break, we got a hard break coming up. We're going to have Brett Johnson, Paula. You and I are going to interview him. This man goes fishing for sharks and kayaks.
Bert, don't you go with him, okay?
Don't you worry about that, but we're going to find out all about it. You don't go anywhere, Paula. Y'all don't go anywhere, because we're going to be right back with some shark fishing and kayaks.
Need an app or a new website? Cross Digital has you covered. Cross Digital is a full-service multimedia company focused on you. We build custom apps and websites designed to engage your customers. We also produce corporate videos such as live webinars, YouTube explainer videos, and podcasts in our state-of-the-art studio. When you need to stand out, Cross Digital makes it happen. Visit crossdig.com to learn how we can help you reach your business goals. That's crossdig.com.
At Alabama Foundation Specialist, we know your home is your biggest investment, and it starts with a solid foundation. But sometimes changes in underlying soils can cause sidewalks, driveways, porches, and pool decks to shift and crack. AFS has a simple, inexpensive solution that lifts the slabs with expansive foam called PolyLevel. It's lightweight, adheres in minutes, won't wash out or shift. Don't replace it, raise it. For a free estimate, call AFS or go to afsrepair.com.
Coming to Trussville in the fall of 2015, Sheepdog Firearms Indoor Training Facility, located 1 minute off of Interstate 59 on the Deerfoot Parkway exit. Sheepdog will feature 24 indoor firing lanes, a 4,000 square foot gun sale showroom manned by a friendly and courteous staff. Like us on Facebook or visit our website at sheepdog-firearms.com. Come join the pack at Sheepdog Firearms Training Center, Trussville.
I'm 1 in 1,000, making a difference.
I'm 1 in 1,000, keeping families together.
And I'm 1 in 1,000, driving for the Ronald McDonald House. Research proves that togetherness heals, and through your pre-commitment to the Ronald McDonald House specialty license plate, we can ensure that miracles keep happening together. Find out more on how you can become one of the first 1,000 people to make a difference and get your new car tag for free. Visit rmhca.org/car tag today. Want to stand out above your competition? Cross Digital can make it happen. Produce your next webinar live in our state-of-the-art studio or serve your customers with new YouTube explainer videos and podcasts. Cross Digital also delivers custom apps and websites for businesses of all sizes, as well as digital marketing and social media solutions. Visit crossdig.com to learn how we can help you reach your business goals. That's crossdig.com.
Coming to Trussville in the fall of 2015, Sheepdog Firearms Indoor Training Facility, located 1 minute off of Interstate 59 on the Deerfoot Parkway exit. Sheepdog will feature 24 indoor firing lanes, a 4,000 square foot gun sale showroom manned by a friendly and courteous staff. Like us on Facebook or visit our website at sheepdog-firearms.com.
Welcome back. Listen to the Eagle Radio and Television Network. Listen to the Eagle is your voice. Alabama and Mississippi's hunters and fishermen finally have a voice, and it is Listen to the Eagle Radio and Television Show. 1-844-EAGLE-99. That's 1-844-324-5399. We'll get you in here for you to share your story, share your frustration, or just kind of tell us what you think about the show. You can always follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Eagle Alabama, and always go to listentotheeagle.com. Find out everything you need to know. Thank you for making us a part of your day. This is Bert Caruth, and alongside Paul Ott, my co-host, coming to you from the Reed's Metal Studio. Paul Ott, we're about to go to the phone lines and talk with Mr. Bert Johnson. And Bert is a shark fisherman with a unique twist. He fishes these sharks from a kayak, and by far of all the shows that we have done over the last 6 months, Bert, the one show that we had with the video where you actually took Dennis Washington, our producer, out with you, is by far the most popular show. It even beat the 36-point buck. And as promised, we want to thank you for coming back and updating everybody on your latest shark kayak fishing adventure. Welcome to Listen to the Eagle, visiting with Bert Johnson, the crazy man.
How y'all doing?
Man, we're good. I'm just glad you're alive and you're able to come back on the show and update us.
I'm coming back with 10 toes and 10 fingers also.
That is unbelievable. Bert, Paul Ott's on the line. He's my co-host. He started Listen to the Eagle over 20 years ago. Paul Ott, with that said, have you ever had a guest like Bert that has actually fished for sharks in a kayak?
No, I think it would scare my listeners and viewers to death and think that I'm crazy, but I want to ask Bret, now, do you do this in Mississippi, too, as the sharks? Do you know where they are? Because I don't want to go there, Bret.
Mostly in Florida and Alabama.
Good. I'm so glad you stay over there, because now, has Bert ever gone with you on this trip, Bret?
No, sir, not yet, but I'm working on it. Maybe one day I can talk them into it.
I can go ahead and tell you capital N and capital O every time you ask.
Let me ask Brett. Brett, tell me about this. How did you get started? Maybe in Mississippi. We're going to run part of this in Mississippi on our shows now. How did you get started with that, and why are you doing that? And is it really dangerous? Very dangerous?
I got started. Bought a kayak and we'd go to the beach and we'd start catching king mackerel, Spanish mackerel, and then at times as those fish migrate, they weren't there. So then we started just catching sharks, because usually there are some species of sharks that are always there. So we started catching them, and then as we started catching them, we thought we might as well do some good, and we got some tags from NOAA, and we started tagging them for research. So that's kind of how we got started, and probably the most dangerous part of it is just having a fish that big and that strong beside you in a kayak. A lot of times he'll come up beside you and just start spinning and flopping his tail, and that's the most dangerous part, I believe, to the whole process.
Well, I saw that footage. Why would you do that in a kayak instead of a battleship?
Hey, I hadn't burned a gallon of gas in that kayak yet.
Okay, it's gas saver. Oh my goodness.
Hey Brett, well, when you went out with Dennis, I think y'all fished for some smaller sharks. I think this past time y'all got into some bigger ones. Kind of update everybody on this last adventure.
We did. We just got back. We went down there and all the black tips. That's what we were catching last time in Alabama. They had moved on. They have migrated actually back towards Alabama this week. That seems to be where they are. But we were hooking up with sandbar sharks down there that were closer to 7 and 7.5 foot long. They were chasing schools of bonita. There were a lot of schools of bonita that were about hand size, pretty close to the beach. Half a mile to a mile. And once we found those bonitas, we knew that there would be sharks around them. And sure enough, we would catch those bonita and put them on a big hook and drop them right back down and hook up with those 7-foot sharks.
Now, did you get some? Did you get some footage of that, film footage, Brett?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've got.
Paul, we're rolling now. We're rolling now footage.
Oh, okay, good.
Brett, tell us about a typical. So when you hook that bad boy again, kind of walk me through that. And I know you mentioned last time you tried to explain about the loose drag. Give me the time frame and kind of the lead me through from the time you hook it to the time you get it up beside you.
Okay, sure. This time with these sandbar sharks, usually we caught them drifting. We would drop a bait down and start drifting, and usually if you were going to catch one within about the first 30 minutes that you dropped the bait, you would hook one. And when you hook one, the first 10 minutes is going to be him just running as hard as he can, pulling drag, and just not stopping, just screaming. He'd pull 300 or 400 yards of line out, and then after that, once he started getting a little tired, he would actually go to the bottom and just lay on the bottom. And I've got some pretty good footage of them running like that and just pulling the kayak, pulling a wake. They'd make a wake behind the kayak. They're swimming so fast.
Now, how fast? I don't mean to interrupt you, but real quick, give me. I know you've given me a footage. Give me a pound. How much are these fish weighing?
Those two sharks that we caught last week were around 200 pounds. One measured 7 foot 3 inches, and the other one was 6 foot 9 inches. And both of those are going to be just a little over 200 pounds and a little under 200.
Good.
Now those are kind of sharks, Brett, that we hear about that get to people that they're very dangerous. There's a different kind of shark.
No, sir. These most of the time you're not going to hear anything about these sharks. Now these sharks do, the smaller ones. These are the ones that a lot of times you'll see swimming in the real shallows, up close to the beach eating fish, but they're not very dangerous. They're not the ones you see eating people.
Well, is there any shark that's good to eat? What sharks are they? What are they good for other than eating people and other fish? You can't eat a shark, can you? And if shark meat good?
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. There are some sharks that are very good to eat. The makos are very good, which those are a lot further out in the ocean. But the black tips, I've got a picture of me standing on the beach last week holding a black tip up. They are very good to eat.
Yeah. Those are real good, Paul. Hey, just this past week down there at the back porch, you can order shark, baby. It's good. Hey, Brett, my question is, when you get that bad boy up there again, now you mentioned not NASA, you mentioned Nova, I guess. You tag these, right, and put some information out. Explain that process.
Yes, sir. Once you come up beside the boat, I have a 10-foot measuring stick down the side of the kayak. So in a lot of those videos, you'll see us pull those sharks real close up to the boat, and somebody might have his tail and the leader, and we're actually measuring, getting a measurement, and then we'll determine whether it's a male or female, and then we have a tag that came from NOAA. It's a dart tag. It has a little piece of metal on it that you actually stick your fin. So we'll get those sharks up beside the boat. We'll get an overall measurement of them, determine whether they're male or female, and actually tag them, put that tag in around their dorsal fin, and then turn them loose.
Now, explain what NOAA is for our listeners that you know, for most of us that don't go out fishing for shark in a kayak.
Right. That's a group. I mean, that they track everything in the ocean. All your billfish, your sharks, hurricanes, pretty much anything that has anything to do with, you know, the ocean. They're on top of it.
I got you.
So does that work along with the marine resources folks like we have in Mississippi that keep up with the different saltwater fish, Brett, or is that just is that a federal or state or just a private group, Noah?
It's a federal group, but they work very close with each state. Matter of fact, during the week, I was actually in touch with the lab out of Panama City, getting some information from them, you know, on different sharks that I was catching and reporting back to them also. So it is a federal group, but they work very close with all the states.
Yeah, and what is the purpose for the sharks? Just to see the population of what's happening out there with NOAA?
Yes, sir. They track them. So these sharks that we tagged this week, I'll send in GPS coordinates and all the information that I collected, and then the next time when somebody catch that shark, they'll pull the tag off and report all the same information back to them, and then they can kind of tell migration patterns, you know, where they came from, where they've been. So it just helps them to track the sharks.
Once again, if you're listening on radio, I strongly advise our listeners to go to listentotheeagle.com or check your local listings of Charter Cable, because this footage that I'm looking at again, Brett, y'all are absolutely crazy, but I love it. This is you've got to see this. I mean, it is just it's outstanding, Paul. Like to see them in this kayak, no land in sight, pulling these 7-foot sharks. Brett, really and truly, I mean, I've met you. You've been in studio. You seem to be like an intelligent man. I don't get it. Are you ever scared? Really?
No, sir. I haven't been scared yet, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Wow.
Well, I know one thing. We're going to be showing this on all of our ABC, CBS, and NBC stations, Bert, so we'll get a good viewership from the folks in Mississippi and see how crazy they... But you think, is anybody in Mississippi doing that? I doubt it.
I don't know.
Surely there is.
Well, y'all need to meet them and team up. Brett, I can't thank you enough again for the update. When's the next adventure? When?
We'll be going back in about 3 weeks. So.
Okay. Now, is that when...
Brett, you're gonna stick with sharks. You're not going after whales or anything else, are you?
No, sir. No whales. Sharks are as big as I'm going.
Is Dennis on? Dennis is on this next trip.
Yes, sir. We are going this next trip. We're going to Alabama, and to try to catch some hammerheads.
Cool.
Those hammerheads like the ladyfish, and so we're going down there to catch some ladyfish, and then drop them down and see if we can hook up on some big hammerheads next.
Man. All right. Thank you so much for being a part of Listen to the Eagle. Brett Johnson, shark fisherman from a kayak. Love having him on the show. Paul, out before we go to break, this past weekend I was visiting with a guy named Rick Mayer. He's going to Tampa next week. He's not going shark fishing. He's scuba diving down with a spear gun. He's going shark hunting. Now listen to this. he was explaining they take these spear guns, they shoot these sharks, and then they have to it's kind of like, if you shoot a buck with an arrow and how you have to go track him.
Yeah.
Well, this thing is still attached to the spear gun, and these sharks swim with you in tow until he finally, I guess, is dead. I mean, it's just crazy.
So there is somebody crazier than Bret.
Yeah, because this guy's going down, going to face him and shoot him, and then I guess Bret talked about the kayak getting pulled and having a wake. Imagine being underwater and being pulled by a shark.
Are you having this guy on the show, Bert?
Yeah, when he comes back, we are for sure. I don't know that we'll have any footage of him, but we're definitely going to have him on the show.
I'm not sure I want to be part of that one. But,
Okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with the segment that everybody loves. It's Big Red's Cooking Corner as we finish up the last segment of Listen to the Eagle. Bert Caruth alongside Paul Lott coming to you from the Reed's Metal Studio. We'll be right back.
Call Listen to the Eagle now. Toll free, 844-EAGLE-99. That's 844-324-5399. This is Listen to the Eagle, Alabama.
Cracked brick, windows that stick, uneven floors and squeaky doors. The signs are there everywhere. Your home is crying out for repair. Call AFS and we'll be there. Waterproofing specialists too. Let AFS take care of you. AFS, we support everything you love.
Call AFS at 877-340-8479 or go to afsrepair.com.
Coming to Trustful in the fall of 2015, Sheepdog Firearms Indoor Training Facility, located 1 minute off of Interstate I-59 and Deerfoot Parkway. Sheepdog will feature 24 indoor firing lanes, a 4,000 square foot gun sale showroom manned by a friendly and courteous staff, and at Sheepdog Firearms you can keep your expanded brass. Like us on Facebook or visit our website at sheepdog-firearms.com. Come join the pack at Sheepdog Firearms Training Center, Trustful.
Whether you have a convenience store, restaurant, truck stop, quick lube, or you're remodeling an existing location, Old Equipment Company can handle the project quickly and efficiently. Old Equipment Company not only specializes in the design and construction of convenience stores, they also have a full line of inventory for most of your petroleum needs. Old Equipment Company and their parts department want the opportunity to earn your business. Visit them online at oecparts.net. That's oecparts.net. Old Equipment Company.
Need an app or a new website? Cross Digital has you covered. Cross Digital is a full-service multimedia company focused on you. We build custom apps and website design to engage your customers. We also produce corporate videos such as live webinars, YouTube explainer videos, and podcasts in our state-of-the-art studio. When you need to stand out, Cross Digital makes it happen. Visit crossdig.com to learn how we can help you reach your business goals. That's crossdig.com.
I'm 1 in 1,000, making a difference.
I'm 1 in 1,000, keeping families together.
And I'm 1 in 1,000, driving for the Ronald McDonald House. Research proves that togetherness heals, and through your pre-commitment to the Ronald McDonald House specialty license plate, we can ensure that miracles keep happening together. Find out more on how you can become one of the first 1,000 people to make a difference and get your new car tag for free. Visit rmhca.org/car tag today.
Hey Alabama hunters, are you like me and find yourself wanting to do work around your camp, but you just don't know when, how, or where to rent the equipment to do it? I've got the answer for you. Rental Works. Rental Works has excavators, generators, concrete saws, loaders, dozers, and more. Maybe you need a specialty renter like a high-capacity forklift or even a dump truck. Rental Works has you covered. Call Rental Works today, 1-877-282-LIFT. That's 1-877-282-LIFT. Rental Works. Welcome back to Listen to the Eagle, radio and TV network. Bert Caruth alongside Paul Ott coming to you from the Reed's Metal Studio. Always go to reedsmetal.com for all your metal building or metal roofing needs. Thank you for making us a part of your day-to-day. We're on the last segment of the show, and we're here for you, Alabama, Mississippi's hunters and fishermen. This is your platform. We are your voice. Now you're both states. It's going to be a wonderful, in my opinion, Paul Ott, a vision that you came up with over 20 years ago to be a voice, not just to be a show that tells everybody how to hunt and fish, but to actually be there for the Mississippi and now the Alabama hunters and fishermen, to have a voice and to be a part of the show. For you to have the voice, you need to call 1-844-EAGLE-99. That's 1-844-324-5399. Paul Ott, thank you for being with us today. We look forward to the future as the two shows are gradually over the fall and then going into the new year where we're going to be one big show. We're so excited about that.
Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds like I hear dishes rattling over there on my earphone. Old Big Bert must be in there cooking now. I want to know, you got him from Mississippi over there. So, man, Big Bert, we're going to start running his segment on television over here with a recipe. It's very popular, what he's doing with that Taggart. So we're looking forward to being part of it, Bert.
Look, before we go to Big Red, let me explain to you, Paul Ott, this deal, we started this segment our very first week over here 6 months ago, and it's one of the as social media goes, where they call them clicks or views. Big Red's cooking corner segment is by far our most popular or most volume on the clicks. Bert's delivers every week. Big Red, Bert's Brown, comes in and shares his recipes for our listeners. And Paul Ott, there's no doubt, I know you're going to take it and run with it this fall, but coming up January, where both states are going to get the delicious recipes from Bert's Brown, who is also the creator of Taggart's Rub and Taggart's Seasoning, and it's some of the best in the bit. I'm telling you, Paul Ott, you know those shows we were talking about, the extravaganza that you went to, the World Deer Expo that I went to. Look, there's nothing wrong with any of those booths that have seasoning and all the flavors and the rubs, but I can promise you, none of them are even close to Taggart's. And now let's go to the creator of Taggart's and to find out what he's got for us this week. Big Red, Bert's Brown, welcome. Listen to the Eagle.
Paul, what's up, Bert?
We're doing well, Bert's. Hey, we got the mothership on board. We got Paul Ott from Mississippi.
I heard him over there. How you doing, Mr. Paul?
Well, man, I'm going to tell you what, it'd be illegal any better, but now Bert thinks I'm going to wait till January. He's crazy. We fixing to put your stuff on in Mississippi right now.
Oh, man.
Cook us up something good, brother.
Well, we're gonna talk just because we don't know how much time we have, but we're gonna talk real quick about just cooking with charcoal versus lump charcoal versus wood, and trying to figure out what's the best way to cook for your grill and how it cooks.
Well, Bert, all right, and let me stop you there, and that's a great subject matter you're about to go in. But can you also add the element of the propane or gas grill in this deal?
Yes, we sure can.
Right.
Sure can. Usually, I mean, I would tell people from my years of experience is cook with what you're used to cooking with and how you know to cook with it. It would be my biggest word of advice. I mean, if you're used to cooking on a gas grill, smoke on a gas grill with it. You can smoke on one side and leave the gas burning and put you some wood chips on one side to smoke with your gas grill. You don't have to have charcoal or wood, just charcoal or just wood just to smoke with.
But you hear everybody talk about, man, there's nothing like that smoke flavor or that little real charcoal grill flavor versus that gas.
Well, I personally think there are several different foods that taste better on gas than they do on charcoal.
Really?
And yes, and I'm one that if you know how to cook on a gas grill real well, can get your gas grill very, very hot. That I'm all in. Cooking steaks and pork chops on gas is really good because it sears the outside of the meat, and it keeps the inside of the meat very moist. But always do remember when you're cooking with red meat, that red meat has a cold memory. That if you cook it straight out of the refrigerator, red meat is usually going to be a little bit tougher than if you let it sit out and come to a room temperature. Because if you remember your grandma, when she cooked a roast, she put it in a pot and it sat out on the countertop pretty much all day till hair started growing on it.
But, Bert, don't that tiger make it all good, though?
Yes, sir. It really does.
Hey,
it really does, but
you're talking to Paul Ott, which back when his mother cooked, you know, you're talking about back like around when the first supper was going on.
hey, and you know what? I believe it was better. Now, Bubba, my dad, he used to put that old charcoal bricks in there and put a lot of butter and Worcestershire and all that, and it was good now, Bert. I'm going to tell you, but I always got to eat the tender side before I served it. You know what I mean on that?
Yes, sir. You always make sure the cook always make sure he gets the tender part.
Yeah. Bert didn't know that back then.
But, you know, it's really just cooking with what you cook with, and, you know, there's a lot of woods that you can add to charcoal out of your yard. Pecan is one. Some green pecan limbs. You can soak some green pecan limbs in a 5-gallon bucket in water. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot of smoke, but it's got to be a greenish. It needs to be a greenish type limb to really get a good smoke flavor. And I have done it with Bradford pears before. Any of your fruit trees make really good smoking wood to give you just a hint of smoke to your fire. And also, we don't use a lot of charcoal lighter when we're lighting charcoal or lump charcoal. We use the torches because that lighter fluid will soak into those briquettes and give it a hard, real, I guess you could say it, just a charcoal lighter taste to your food.
How do you keep those juices in there? Do you close that top to that cooker to keep those juices
in
there?
Actually, keeping the top cracked is going to give you a little more circulation in your vent, and that goes back to knowing your grill and knowing how to cook on your grill. And now all that comes from is just practice.
Bert Brown, thank you for the info. Sounds like you're going statewide, Alabama and Mississippi starting this week. Paul Ott,
we're ready.
Thank you for being a part of the show today. We look forward to the future, and thank you for the vision of Listen to the Eagle for Alabama and Mississippi's hunters and fishermen. We thank you. We look forward to the future as both shows become. We're going to cover both states with one show. Bert Carruth and Paul Ott will be the future of Listen to the Eagle. We'll see you same time next week.